Hello, everybody. 99 It Does. How's everybody today? And yes, I know it's Wednesday. Just having a seniors moment. Just saying. Anyway, this is a little like a PSA for MAGAs. I'm just saying. First of all, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, share it with your friends and family, even the ones you don't like, because they need to hear this. This is an important one. And let's just get right into it, shall we? But first of all, I just need to say, oh, MAGA. You know this is a cult, right? Say yes, nod your head. Yes, it really is. Because you know it's a cult when the person that's leading it is self-appointed and they're maybe a little too charismatic. Just saying. Believing in something or practicing doctrine even when everyone around you sees it as strange or sinister. A misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person, Jim Jones, Donald Trump, and whose sole purpose it is to dominate his members through propaganda, pressure techniques, fear-mongering, and if you vote for the other leader, you are a bad Jew, you hate your religion and Israel. Or you can't be a good Republican if you listen to Democrats. They're isolating you. That's what they're doing. They are isolating you from everybody else. And you, they always say when opportunity knocks, you still have to get your arse out of the chair and answer the door. This is the knock at the door. A cult is headed by a powerful leader. Only in this case, it's a low IQ man with some charisma and an actor that is playing a part. He believes in nothing. He's reading his script. That's all he's doing. I have been indicted for you. Really? Did you commit those crimes? Then he's not being indicted for you. He wouldn't step out of his world one iota to help you. Not one iota. Your cult leader has successfully separated you from your family that stood by you through thick and thin until he came on the scene. And even you stepped away from even your best friend that you've had since kindergarten, and you're now in your 40s. That's disloyalty, and that's what he counts on. Your cult leader is separating you from your money. You got to know that's true when they're even on my channel advertising and begging for $5. And Trump's daughter-in-law was appointed to run the RNC. And she came out with a little ad of her own saying that, could you please just donate $5? And if you can't afford that, could you save up? If somebody has to save up $5 to donate to that bloviated mango moose knuckle, then you're not doing your family a service. You are taking food out of your children's mouths. You are taking money away from your mortgage payment or your rent to give it to them. So if you have to save up for $5 to donate to that bastard, then there's something seriously wrong with who you are believing in. You need that money to survive. He's a billionaire. You know it's a cult when you abandon everything you learned in Sunday school, Bible study, and in life to follow a man who's so vain that every situation is turned around to make him the victim and make it all about him. Think about that. Every single situation that comes up, he can't say, oh, look, they did such a good job over there, or do something under the table. Well, he probably does a lot of things under the table, but that's another story for another day. But anyway, you know you're in a cult when you believe that he is the most truthful man ever, even though everything he said are proven lies. Everything he has told you is a lie. Knock, knock, knock. Have to get out of the chair. Go research this stuff. You know you're in a cult when just 9 years ago, countries like Hungary would be a fascist government and you would never want your country ruled by a narcissistic leader that jails those who disagree with them. News media. He wants to jail MSNBC, CBS, NBC, CNN. The leader of Hungary closed the largest university in the country because its founder, he said, didn't like him and disagreed with him. Bone up on Project 2025, people. You know you're in a cult when you believe God put Trump in the White House and he will do it again. Even when you were brought up to believe in one God and not to have false gods before him, you threw that away. Is that one of the books Republicans told you to burn was the Bible? Well, that version of it, but instead you got Trump's Bible. You believe in Trump's new national anthem where they changed the words and a bunch of marauders, criminals, pleaded guilty, are in prison, but you believe them and call them hostages when they are bigger criminals than half the criminals in there. Just saying. You know it's a cult when you blindly believe he is your only hope, and without him, the country will fail. If he leaves the White House, well, guess what? It's 3.5 years since he left the White House. Your country's still intact. You still have voter rights. He's brought 15 million jobs plus to the country, opened up new manufacturing plants, and no, windmills are not being made in China. The largest plant is in Colorado. Ask Lauren Boebert. I believe it was in her district where it was built. Largest in the world, people. There was 304,000 jobs just last month that were created and people took. That's right. Union jobs, higher paying jobs are bursting out all over, just like spring flowers. And he's got the Violence Against Women Act, which most of those buddies that you hang out with, well, the Republicans voted against that. They didn't want it. Just saying. Strongest ever gun regulations in over 40 years. Even Republicans voted for that. But they're not really Republicans anymore because they don't follow the big mango moose knuckle. You know it's a cult when he wants you to follow his word blindly, while he breaks every law imaginable, all societal norms, laws, and morals. And he's all worried about the enemy of the people. But there he is, first couple months in office, handing Kislyak big file folder full of, I believe it was Israel's war plans or something, one of the countries, but we know he gave them to the Russians, you know, our long-time enemy. Yeah, he stole documents when he was not the president and took them out of the White House. He was a civilian when he did that because he wasn't entitled to them. He knows that they do protocol meetings as soon as you become president. They tell you what you can and can't do, but rules don't apply to him because he's your God, right? See if your ass will get away with that next time you're charged with something. And you know you're in a cult when if an offender did what he did to dozens of women and girls aged 14 to 17, if they did that to your wife, your mother, your daughter, would you still give them a pass? Just saying. Because back in the old days, before Donald Trump was in the White House, anybody even looked at your daughter crosswise, you would have words with them. But you're willing to let him get a pass because it's somebody else's daughter, it's not mine, right? Listen to some of these interviews with these teen pageant girls. He has allowed you to shift your priorities to meet his needy, selfish, and thieving ways, to the detriment of your own wife, your own kids, and your own family. Now, he has you hating your neighbor that just a couple years ago you were best friends with, had block barbecues. Now you don't speak to each other, and you're toting guns all over the neighborhood. Think about how that started, would you? Put yourself in the other person's shoes for 5 goddamn minutes. Now just, please, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. It's poison, and it's rotting your mind, your heart, and your soul. Take a step back. Look at some old photographs of you and your family that you have abandoned to follow the new him, who is so vain that he has to wear really bad shades of makeup, lifts in his shoes, and a truss or a girdle, and pull-ups. Seriously, that's your God? You better think it over, because you're ruining your life and everyone's around you. Anyway, that's my public service announcement for today. Naughty Nana loves you. Be good, be safe, and please be good to you first, so you can be good to somebody else. Naughty Nana loves you. Mwah. Don't forget to subscribe.